Alright, we're rolling. King Kazakh here, and today we're going to talk reality with a bit of a comedy twist in it. So, what should we start talking about now?
Your voice.
Actually, that does kind of bring up a good point.
Like, why do British people talk like that? That's my
Actually,
question.
that's not the thing I was going to talk about. It's
Well,
why
that's-
people are racist to other people.
Because it's fun. Like, here, let's use Sassy for an example. Sassy!
What are you doing? That's a
Sassy's
dog.
black and white. She's an Oreo. She can run like a black man, but she can talk like a white man.
That's because it's a dog. Dogs don't count. The point is you have to understand that racism is not cool.
It's not fully true. But do you realize we're trying to solve it in America?
Yeah, the same place that used blacks as slaves since we've found in like 1776.
What do you think now?
Well,
Why do you
that
think-
was only to the black people. We didn't give a crap about the Asians and stuff.
The Asians, oh my god. The Asians are smart little bitches.
Actually, that's not true. Back when supposedly we were still apes and living in trees, the Japanese people were actually the stupidest people in the world. Kind of ironic seeing how they're one of the smartest now.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb, and we were pretty much the smart people, and now we're the dumb people.
There's actually a picture on the internet that showed supposed evolution of man. So it began with a monkey growing into man, and it shows man getting shorter and fatter until he ended up into a pig, which is kind of where people are going now. And then it showed the woman evolving from a cow to a woman and keep getting beautiful and beautiful. Kind of true these days.
And another thing, why do girls dress like that? I mean, think about it. Shorts up to here, shirt, push-up bras.
I mean, you have shorts that are barely containing the stuff you're supposed to hide. I mean, I'm not trying to deter you guys, but anything. But still, if you're going to look at it from an adult's perspective, they don't want their daughter looking like a stripper. I mean, you're giving them shirts that, like, 2-year-olds will wear.
And another thing, why are girls, like, they're really smart, but they're like,
They
"Oh my
act-
God,
they act
it's so
stupid."
funny."
Yeah, they act stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. Why would you do that?
Well, some people think it's just because they want to impress their guys. Oh, so you want to make the dumb guy feel smart because you're going to act like a complete retard.
Yeah. Oh, another thing. What's up with the weather here? It was raining, and then then it was sunny. And look at it, it's halfway. Foggy, sunny,
Actually,
foggy, sunny.
that's because during the afternoons here in the mountains, it does become rainy.
I know, it's goddamn.
Colorado is bipolar weather.
Like what? I'm sorry. And if you think about this, bipolar, you're
Bipolar does affect women more than men sometimes.
yes. But if you think about it, women change their personality every 5 seconds.
It is true.
It's like you're happy. And
They
then
keep
you're,
it going from like cheerleader to those old witches back during Salem witch trials and all that.
Exactly.
And speaking of human problems, bullying. That's one that gets me a lot.
What, you got a sock? She's got a sock.
Oh well, we'll leave it. But we
What do you want?
humans, their nature is
Get over here.
human nature doesn't want us to fight, yet we find a way to get around that.
If you were to look in my backyard, you'd see toy weapon after toy weapon. And I'm 13. And I'm admitting I have toy weapons. Yes. And if you think about it, parents pretty much that household, this household, that household, and every household probably down the street has at least one weapon in the house.
Has either one weapon or at least used a weapon, kept it for a short time, then had to get rid of it due to some problems.
Yeah. Like us, we
But,
have about $20,000
Worth of guns and ammunition, most
Mhm.
likely.
And you
But
guys
the-
have the same amount pretty much.
Yeah, except we have something else that you guys probably don't.
which is
my cavalry sword.
oh yeah, we don't have a cavalry sword. No.
No, you have something that, what do they call it? Nagito? Shorter version of katana?
Oh, I forget. Yeah,
I think it's a Nagito, but
It's something like
that's not the point. The point is bullying these days.
bullying.
Bullying, I mean, like one kid walks up to another kid and goes, "You're a badass loser, get off the court." Stuff like that, it just gets to me. I
Like
don't-
the other day, I'm not kidding you. I was walking to Fireman's, and there's this kid, and I mean, he's short. He's smaller than Morgan. He's older than us. So
Okay,
he's
so
dwarf.
he probably hasn't hit his growth spurt yet.
He has dwarf syndrome.
Oh, okay.
And
Dwarfentitis.
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And this guy walks up and says, "Hey, how old are you?" And he says, "I'm 16." He goes, "Ha, you little short little, like everything, just everything."
Just
talking
let
about-
it, just let it loose.
Yeah, just lets him.
God, I don't
And
see.
then this was me. You stop doing that, dude. What if you were short, huh? And if I picked on you, or he picked on you, and the dude thought about it and said sorry and walked away. I asked him, "How old are you, really?" He said 16. I have my driver's license, and I said to him,
I mean, I understand
"I am
that.
proud of you to say that you are 16 and you are happy to be short." He was like, "Yeah, I am."
I mean, such is life. I mean, we can't control that kind of stuff. But back to the subject of bullying, which we'll cover health stuff later. But
Sounds like
yeah. But anyway, bullies these days remind me of Hitler back in World War II.
well, Hitler was pretty much a bully.
I mean, if you think about it, here's the scenario I'm putting them in. So you have the main bully, which is like Hitler. You have all the little people that follow him, basically like as Nazis.
yeah,
The Nazis are all focusing to be one person, trying to aspire to be like the bully, because they just don't want to be picked on too.
and then the Jews, and
Which not trying to offend anyone, but
no, we're
but
not.
the people that they massacred, the Jews, which some people don't believe actually happened, they're just like the rest of us.
Like
I mean,
me, when
if you
I
think
was,
about it, it's the exact same kind of scenario, just not warlike.
it is pretty much. I would have been the Jew, because I was picked on in 5th and 6th grade until I started standing up for myself. And another thing, people standing up think they're all bad. They think that, oh, I stood up to this guy, now I'm the biggest kid on the block. Well, I remember
You know,
when
there's
my
some-
dad told me a story that this kid thought he was the biggest kid on the block because he stood up to the bully. My dad said, I walked up to him and said, he said, "You're the biggest kid on the block?" He was like, "Heck yeah." My dad, bah! You need to stop saying that, all the other kids are going to think you are. Well, no one is. And he just, out. I mean,
Yeah.
out, dude.
Yeah. But
Oh, it's
another
funny,
thing
apparently.
that I wanted to say is actually, there's a. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Huh. But anyway, continuing on, let's talk about celebrities these days.
Oh my god.
There's a saying that I have to say to all the celebrities if they're watching YouTube, is when you live among the stars, you sometimes forget what's happening upon the ground. Just because you rose up to fame and fortune doesn't mean you're better than everyone else. You just have a better job. Doesn't mean crap. I mean, it kind of ties with the economy. People think that all these rich people should pay more because they have more money. That I think they should be taxed equally because they worked hard to get where they are today. Think of it like if you were like never mind that, but think of it like say like you worked for this really good company like Microsoft or Apple or something like that.
Yeah.
Say like you rose up to one of the higher positions like co-CEO or something like that.
Like you pretty much were Steve Jobs.
Yeah, like you almost were like that. Like you paid your dues, you rose up to position, now you're getting paid all this money. You worked hard to get to that position.
Well, yeah. I mean, how many times apparently Steve Jobs was rejected 2 or 3 times before he actually was.
I think it's actually more than 2 or 3 times. I think it's close to like 4 or 5 times.
And then they realized his ideas are right. He's so smart.
Mm-hmm.
And they realized, let's fund him. Pretty much. And if you guys watch iFunny, it's Peter Griffin saying, why aren't we funding this?
Exactly.
And my dad, I remember that my dad told me about a story where there's this kid that was super smart and he was wanting to be on the robotics club in his college. Well, that was the problem. The robotics club, you had to be rich. This guy was poor.
I mean,
And-
that's another thing that I want to talk about is prejudice. I'm sorry to cut you off your story, but I think we get the point. They wouldn't allow him to join because he was poor.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. It's prejudice.
Oh my gosh, prejudice.
Think about it. We didn't allow blacks to vote till the time of Martin Luther King and his civil rights movement.
And that's another thing. People still hate him today.
There was something on the news, I believe it was 2 days ago. They were talking about removing some Martin Luther King's quotes from his own statue at Washington, D.C.
They can't.
Oh, they can. They're trying to. They're trying to, but they're being banned. They're just horrible. But here's the thing, prejudice. They didn't allow blacks to really do much till Martin Luther King's civil rights movements. But before that, you had Jackie Robinson, great man. I've seen the movie number 42. Awesome
I
movie.
love Jackie Robinson. I've done 2 reports on him. Phenomenal guy.
And he was
haven't-
basically the
if you
black
haven't-
version of Babe Ruth.
And if you haven't heard of him, search up 42 the movie on.
Or if you don't want to look at the movie,
Yeah,
you can
just-
actually do real research and
that's
search up the,
But
his biography.
I
and
loved
such.
the movie. I did.
It was a great movie. Yeah, it actually was.
Showed why racist. Like one of Martin Luther King was after Jackie Robinson.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Jackie Robinson broke the stereotypical thing that black people can't play baseball. He broke that. People allowed them to play. Like, what was it, 20 years later?
20 years later, that's it. Okay, so 20 years later, here came Martin Luther King.
And then he
Martin
led his
Lu-
civil rights movement after
Martin
Rosa
Luther
Parks.
King looked at Babe Ruth, saw that he got. I'm sorry to say this, he was bullied in ways of non-belief. He was threatened to be killed. He was threatened to have a bullet to his head.
Jackie
I was-
Robinson also had threats like that.
It was crazy. And they still have 2 letters where they almost actually did it to Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
The 2 letters are, I forget where. It's super
It
secret.
must be in, like, somewhere within a vault or, like, within a
Yeah.
storage facility with the CIA or something. I don't know. But, just going back to the topic of prejudice,
Prejudice.
here's the thing that probably ticked off most people, is if you look at the evolution of America, we came from being ruled by Britain, we threw off Britain, then we had our own slaves, we freed the slaves. I think it was like another 60 years after we freed them, we allowed them to vote. And then I think it took like another 40 or so years to allow women to vote, sometime before World War One.
Yeah.
Which is kind
And
of...
another thing, women. I'm sorry to say, all the women out there, they're so picky. I mean, I was trying to buy my mom a soda. I don't want that. It's not diet. It's
I don't
not-
want this, it's not diet. I don't want that, too many calories. I don't want this, it tastes horrible.
Exactly. I was like, Mom, I'm getting you this and you're going to like it pretty much. And that's another thing. Shopping for women.
Oh,
Oh
God.
my gosh. You buy
If
something.
you weren't in debt before...
Yeah. I mean, my dad spent $200 last week on my mom buying dresses. Dresses.
that she'll probably never wear in the next year or so.
Well, she's wearing them a lot now.
Well, true, but...
For right now.
Going on another topic, medicine and such.
Yeah.
I think that we've already found the cure for most of the cancers in the world, but the medical companies are not releasing them.
No, they're not. And, oh my god.
Because they just care about their money. There's actually something I want to say to you guys. Is how far are you willing to go to do what you think is right?
You're thinking that getting money is right than saving people's lives?
I mean, money's just a piece of paper with a number on it. A life is unmeasurable in money.
It's not. I mean, you could have all the money in the
world, but that won't matter when it comes to people and
if
such.
you were to kill somebody,
all the money in the world won't fix that. It's,
Nope.
it's just not going to happen.
no. You know what would fix it? Is nowadays people just throw you in jail. Well, to me,
That's not going to do anything.
eye for an eye. It says that in the Bible, eye for an eye.
The Bible does say that revenge is just to a limit.
To a limit. That is
to a
true.
limit. People taking it to the extremes. Like one guy steals like a car. I mean, not a car. Like maybe a lawnmower. For I don't know, something that's really not expensive. No one really cares about because you can buy another one for like an extra $200 or something at like Home Depot or something.
Or Lowe's.
The guy turns around and destroys the dude's car. And it turns out into a blood feud between the two.
And I mean, it's just pretty much, give him a new lawnmower. That's it.
Exactly.
I mean, a life for a life is, I don't like that anymore. I've heard so many people die.
For revenge.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bible, which was basically the law quite some time ago, like when we were still Renaissance-y, Middle Ages time.
And that's another thing, Renaissance Fair. We have it here in Colorado. I don't know if you guys have something like it out anywhere else.
Pretty sure they do.
Yeah.
In California, they have something much bigger. It's just where they get like
Yeah, my
hundreds
dad
of
was
guys
in
on one side, 100 guys on the other side, and they have them fight each other.
Yeah, my dad was in that
Big Western battles. But
kind of stuff. Yeah, but it's like, you guys aren't telling us the real truth about it.
history is another thing I want to talk about.
Oh my God,
History teachers today are not telling people the right stuff. Because me and him went to the 150th Gettysburg, which is...
And Shiloh. And,
And-
then
and
we're
it was
probably
fun.
going to go to Vicksburg.
I actually want to go... did they... I want to actually go see Appomattox.
I think Appomattox is what we're going to do as
I
well.
think that's next year, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said it was next year. But the thing is we met some guys who were in the infantry, the 20th Min, which we were searching at least for an hour for.
Because
And we were talking to them, and I told them that Civil War was not just for slavery, and he's like, that is right, but do you know what else is about? I said, it's because the states' rights, the South thought their states' rights were violated, but he said, not only, well, it has something to do with the Declaration of Independence. And it states in one important line that all men are created equal.
And I'm sorry to point you out on here. He said that the Civil War was not all about slavery. And the guy went, nope, no way. In our history book,
It
we had
said
a
that-
paragraph about the Civil of Gettysburg.
Actually, we had a paragraph on Gettysburg, a few sentences on Shiloh, and like another paragraph on Antietam. Only 3 battles. 3. The rest was just nothing but the politics.
And the politics of back then do not matter now. Our politics are way different. We have some stuff that are the same. Yeah, I know, she's really cute.
Yeah, I mean, we get stuff the same, like the House of Representatives, the Senate, all that stuff, but stuff has changed.
Yeah.
I mean, like, now the House is not just solely on just, like, Democrats or Republicans due to the president. No, we split it even, somehow.
Yeah.
Senate's that way, too. It's 50-50.
Yeah.
And the thing I also want to talk about is what's going on with the world these days. Think about it. Lately on the news, you've been hearing that Korea plans to launch a world war.
Oh, and another thing. We say that we've gotten rid of terrorists, you know?
That's bull.
Here in America,
There's probably more violence than there is probably over the East, where they say that terrorism is at
and
its
I've
prime.
got a thing to say, have you guys listen to. Where's the Love by Black Eyed Peas.
Awesome
They
song.
They say in the song, we're trying to stop terrorism, but we still got terrorists. They're talking about the Bloods, the Crips, and the KKK. And all of those are technically terrorists. They rob places, they're
They kill
racist, and they kill. And when you think of that, and they
What
blow
pops in your-
police up,
What pops up in your head when you think about that stuff? Terrorists.
and so we're technically saying we still have terrorists in our America. in our country.
And
And that makes me mad because they keep saying, no, we don't have any terrorists. But
turn around and go to Detroit, you moron.
exactly. Oh my gosh. Go down to 8 Mile.
I mean, yeah, but trying to get off that great song though by Eminem. But
no, I was talking Where's the Love by Black Eyed Peas.
I know, but 8 Miles. And,
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
that
yeah.
song. Yeah.
yeah. That's not the actual name of the song, but it's the name of the
Album.
album. But anyway,
That's a good album now.
anyway, Korea's thinking about launching a world war with us. It's not going to happen.
If
Think
you
of it. Korea has basically no allies besides Russia, and Russia's neutral to the world.
And I'm gonna go off on one of your jokes. Why did the Christian chicken cross the road? Because he knew the Korean snook wouldn't hit him. And I'm sorry to say that is one of his jokes.
It
that
is
he
one of
came-
my jokes.
that he came up with. You guys can use it all you want, but that is funny and
Because
it's, so
mostly true. Because if you look at the news, that sometimes it shows Koreans launching up a missile, goes like, what, 7 feet in the air, then comes right back down.
Yeah, it goes. And if you were to watch some of our earlier launches to the moon, the rockets actually went up and came right back down.
Yeah, like,
And even if they didn't, they would go. They would do everything
other than go to the moon.
moon.
And people these days are thinking that the moon landing was faked.
It can't be, guys. You gotta realize it couldn't have happened, cause I've seen a live feed from the moon. I saw the whole thing.
And your dad comes from the military, right?
Yeah, my dad was.
My dad too, so they would probably vouch that that landing was actually real.
Yeah, they can't tell us anything else, but they can say yes, it was real.
Yeah.
And another thing, if you guys think about it, we live in Colorado. We're pretty much the middle of the country.
We're in the Mile High State. Yeah.
Yeah. Why does all of the other people attack the outer country, outer states?
Well,
I mean, if you think about it, come here, but you still got Cheyenne Mountain, which is kind of scary. I've been in. It's fun. It's cool.
yeah.
But
Oh
it's,
god, I'm gonna get hate for nothing by the military. Oh damn. But
we have
anyway,
jokes. Don't worry.
yeah. But as you're saying, we got a fortified military base in the area. But here's the thing: when we fully got the country to ourselves, we were thinking to ourselves back then, why don't we move Washington D.C. from there to the middle of the country?
But we haven't.
Because it has a historical value. Because if you look at the states now, all their capitals are close to the center of the state or right in the middle of the state.
Denver for us.
He's like right in the middle of the state because you have really nowhere else to fit it. We're surrounded by
Actually,
rocks.
we're kind of pretty much in the middle. Think about it. Denver, Colorado Springs, us.
Yeah, we're kind of in the middle between two cities. So.
Yeah. And
But,
actually, I'm so happy. If you guys live in Colorado, we live in Castle Rock, right down I-70, is it?
I think it's I-70, yeah.
And it's Cabela's. I can't wait for that to
Oh,
open.
yes, that's
And another
opening.
thing about hunting. People these days do not know how to hunt. His dad, me, and my dad, and one of my friends, we love hunting. We hunt for the meat and for the sport.
I don't
People
like
hunt to shoot guns.
I don't like hunting, but I love fishing. I love fishing. It's fun.
Fishing is fun.
Yeah,
I'm going to go to Grand Lake
Yeah.
again, and I'm
Yeah.
going to bring my reel.
yeah. But talking about sports again, seeing how hunting and fishing is considered legal sport. But it's too bad they don't show in the Olympics. That'd be cool.
The Olympic hunting would be very cool.
Yeah.
And remember the skeet shooting?
Oh
That
yes,
chick-
that was
Oh, my
great. Didn't she set like the world record or something? Awesome. She was cool. But speaking of sports again, people are blaming some sports organizations for having their players use steroids.
Oh,
Which would be hilarious because there's a joke a while back made by Robin Williams. Hey, dog down. Don't worry, he's okay. He suffered worse. But
Oh, he's just like, hey, whatever, what up? Oh,
yeah, but
pick it
he
back
was
up.
talking about how people are using steroids these days, and he's going, "So Jim, have you been using steroids? No. Well, have you seen your neck? Well, where'd your neck go? I don't know. Well, what about your testicles? I don't know. And technology these days, I somehow ended up in the weird part of YouTube, where they show this thing called, I think it's Hatsune Miku.
What the fuck? Hey, YouTube.
It's the weirdest.
Hey, we don't need you fighting right here.
It's the weirdest thing ever. So they have this band who does rock music, but with an animated person, anime chick. And
this is Bruiser, by the way.
Yeah, that's my dog Bruiser. But the thing is technology these days is just making us weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Bruiser, no, Bruiser.
if you think about human nature, this kind of goes with the reason why advance in technology. We were always genetically programmed to come out on top, because if you look at it, what man cannot rule, man destroyed. Man basically owns the world right now. We have control nearly over everything besides the weather.
Yeah.
We can control how long our food lasts. We can control...
And this is Sassy.
Yeah, my other dog, Sassy.
His dog.
Yeah.
She's so cute.
But, if you think about it, in the beginning of time, man was fighting for survival until he discovered fire.
Fire.
When he discovered fire, it was basically the end for the fight for survival. It was now the fight to basically conquer everything.
And that's the thing. Is that what we're going to, guys? Are we going to have it so one country rules the whole time?
I have a theory about civilization. Because if you look in ancient history, the Mongolians, the Romans, the British Empire, and all that stuff, the Chinese dynasties, they all collapsed. The Mongolians collapsed due to loss of their leader. His son didn't do crap. The Romans were destroyed by their politics. The Chinese were destroyed from I don't know what, I don't really care at this time. But America, in the Great Depression, we were almost destroyed because of our low economy. So I have a theory. Sometime in the future, after we go through events like Halo, where we have laser guns and all that stuff, civilization as we know it will collapse.
I hope to be dead by then. I'm serious.
We most likely will.
I'm serious. And I'm
living
sorry.
to that would suck.
I'm sorry. I don't think we're coming anywhere close to having a pistol laser gun.
We invented a really durable gun like the Glock and such.
The Glock.
Because if you watch this guy on YouTube, his name is FPS Russia, and he froze his Glock, shot it out of the ice, shot the Glock to get the ice out, and threw it in a furnace.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, it was perfectly fine. He said it'll most likely work, and then he decided to blow it up.
That destroyed it.
Well, obviously, nothing can really withstand an explosion that well.
Yeah.